What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here to bring you guys another video today. So in this video I'll be looking at some stocks to watch this upcoming week, and also I do want to say before this video begins, this week is quad witching week, so be careful of that. If you don't know what quad witching is, I'm going to write it on the screen so you guys can go Google it, go search it up, or come to the Discord to find out more. But I did want to put that out there just to begin with the video. But like I said, we're going to look at a few different stocks for this upcoming week. Of course, as always, the full watch list will be available in the Discord, but as I give you guys these stocks to watch this upcoming week, some plays to watch this upcoming week, I'm also going to give you guys a couple different tips to use as you trade during this period of time, because obviously we're in a bear market right now and it's not the easiest of conditions. But I do want to say, if you can trade during these conditions, you're going to become an excellent trader. Now, remember that in a market like this, there's a lot of chop, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of news which can sway the market any sort of day. So you got to always take that into consideration with whatever you do. But like I said, we're going to get into all of that, more of the details later on in the video. But the first thing I wanted to say is today, guys, please drop a thumbs up. It's great to have you guys come and tuning in. So make sure you guys drop the thumbs up, because I do appreciate it. All these videos do take a lot of time. All the work that is put in for these videos takes a lot of time. So I do need you guys' support. Also, make sure you guys drop a comment on the video. Just write something in the comment section. It can be literally anything. Just drop a comment for the algorithm. Also, if you're new on here, make sure to hit the red button and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. And there's obviously plenty of other videos, I think over 750 videos on this channel, so go check them out. And lastly but not least, also share these videos with your friends. It could help someone else, it could help your next door neighbor, your friend, your colleague, your co-worker, your family. It could help whoever. So share this video with somebody else. Now let's get into today's video. So first of all, whenever anybody is in a bear market, one of the first things you want to do, one of the very first things you want to do is actually take profits on time. So that means take quicker profits than you would do in maybe a green market, or even maybe in a less choppy market. Now, the reason I say that is because obviously in a bear market, someone will say, well, if I buy puts, doesn't it mean I can just hold the put for weeks and weeks? In theory, yes, but in practice, no, because this is not only a bear market, it's a bear market where there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of different kind of news. You guys know the tensions with Russia, Ukraine. You guys know the news of inflation rates, interest rates, all that is happening. At the same time, we've got stocks, companies who are announcing all sorts of news here, there and everywhere. And what I'm saying here is there's so much happening in this market which affects the market negatively, but there's also those few things which actually affect the market or affect specific stocks positively. And then in those cases, your puts are gone like that. And this is especially valid when you're trading stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Tesla even, which have a huge correlation with the S&P 500 index overall. So in this market, please go into your trades remembering, you know what, when I see 30, 40, 50%, I'm going to take profits. When I see 70% after swinging overnight, I'm going to take profits. Don't try and hold out for the 100%, 200%, 300% gainers just because you saw that on YouTube or Twitter or wherever. Don't be that person who lets a green trade turn red. We don't do that around here, at least not where I am at. We don't let green trades turn red. So make sure you guys take your profits on time. The next thing I want to say is do not gamble. This is a market where you might hear, oh, Russia's attacking Ukraine, SPY puts, I'm going to get puts, S&P 500 ETF, I'm going to get puts. The next day, guess what? By the time you get your puts, the damage has already been done. Or maybe the news has already been priced into the market. Forget that. Try and trade what you see. Let the trades come to you, because there's so many trades out there, there's so many potential plays, and you can't take all of them. And you're not going to get every single one right. So when you see news about this or that, here or there, listen to it, take it in, and maybe just wait and watch what a stock does for a few minutes. There are going to be times you miss plays, sure, but it's better than losing money. Because I've been in plays where I'm like, you know what, I'm trying to make money here because I've heard this news. And the stock does completely opposite what I expected. In fact, I can tell you guys, with the war news about Russia, when it first came out, I was like, yep, I'm going to join so many other people in getting SPY puts. What happened? The market ran up. It ran up like 26 points within, I think, like 36 hours, which is ridiculous. That's a crazy bullish run, obviously short term, but it's a crazy bullish run in that period. So like I said, overall, one of the best things you can just do for yourself is trade what's in front of you. Don't try and say, you know what, this news is going to cause this to happen or this or that's going to happen. Don't do that. Now, I don't want to ramble on too much, but let's dive into the charts. Let's dive into see what kind of news is going on. Let's see kind of what earnings are upcoming this week and see what stocks we could trade this week. So first thing we're going to do is take a look on ChatterQuant. This is a website where you can see your news, your options flows, your charts, your earnings, a lot of different things. So actually check out ChatterQuant in the description below. There's a link for you guys. But we're going to start off with the earnings. So obviously this week, well, maybe not obviously, but you guys may know earnings season is pretty much done now. And to be honest, the first 3 days of this week, there's nothing really interesting for myself particularly. But then Thursday arrives, and then we've got a few different interesting ones. So we've got Dollar General, DG, Accenture, ACN, FedEx, FTX, and we've also got GameStop, the mighty GameStop. Yes, GameStop. So that definitely caught my eye, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I also wanted to point out we have Hut 8 Mining Company, Thursday pre-market, somewhere here. And also, one thing I wanted to point out is if you guys, obviously, if you remember last time, for those of you who are in the Discord, we traded FedEx earnings and we all thought it was going to drop and go down, but it did not. So I did want to point out, hey, be careful with FedEx. I know their fuel costs are going up, obviously the drivers for delivery, but apart from that, I don't think there's anything else, negatively affecting FedEx. So if you're trying to play puts on it again, please don't make the same mistake we did last time, because that stock actually ran up last time. But yeah, like I said, Dollar General, Accenture, and then obviously GameStop, the meme stock. That's going to be a little bit interesting to watch. So I'll just have a look at those, especially GameStop in the run up to earnings. And that also might play a part on other meme stocks. So keep your eyes out on those. But next, let's go and check out some charts. And for this, I'm going to go on TradingView. And I'm going to start off with a stock we've traded multiple times in the past couple of weeks, which has made us great money. And that is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. So what am I looking at for Apple? Well, before we even actually look at the stock, I want to highlight it's actually at a nice price point, in my opinion, for buying and holding long-term shares. It's in that $154 range, which is a nice price point. But in regards to options trading, Apple over the past 2-3 weeks has been very clearly bearish. We're going to look at the daily chart here. So yeah, since in fact this year, it's been very, very bearish. But now I am looking at a few different things for Apple. So in particular, let me point this out to you guys. So Apple's at $154.73 right now. I will be looking at the calls for Apple when it breaks past around $155.90, $156, this area here. You see this green area? We're going to talk about this another day, but this green area, this is a level of supply, well, a supply zone, basically. And like I said, if Apple breaks this 155, 90, high 90s level, then I'll be looking at calls. Now, why is that? Well, actually, because of my moving averages. So if Apple can start breaking above the moving averages and start trending upwards, then I'll be looking to take call options. But at the same time, if I want to take puts on Apple, guess what, guys? See this area right here? That's the level for calls. If I want to take puts on Apple, I'll also see if it can drop below around 153.50. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. 153.50. Okay, 153.20. But if I'm looking at puts for Apple, you see this pink zone level, whatever you want to call it, 153.20 around there. That's when I'll look for puts with Apple. I do think it's going to continue bearish, unfortunately. So we'll have to see. But like I said, I like Apple long term. But as always, hey, if it starts to uptrend, then I guess we can take the calls on it. This week, there was definitely an opportunity to make money from it with the calls and the puts. But if you're trying to swing this, it's most likely better to swing the puts. Next up, I'm going to go with ExxonMobil, another stock which we've made plenty of money off, not only this past week, but also the past few months, to be honest. So I'm definitely looking at calls with Exxon again. The level I'd say to look out for is around 85.50. Again, you see these pink lines, 85.50. If you can break above 85.40, 85.50, that's the level I look at for call options. If you look at it on a few different time frames. And with this stock, you can kind of map this out on your own charts, just plot your own levels. But like I said, around 85.50 would be my level for call options. And you can look at that on multiple different time frames. If I was looking at puts, though, on ExxonMobil, it would be for a shorter term trade. And I would say, let me check the hourly chart. Here we go. 84.20. Below this, 84.20, puts for me. Pretty simple. Below 84.20, that's my level for puts, and above 85.50, that would be my level for calls. I did want to say, if you're trying to swing zone, I would be careful, because if we just pull up the RSI on this stock, get rid of this. If we put up the RSI, you're going to see what I'm talking about. And I've seen this multiple times with ExxonMobil. So look at the daily chart. So the RSI right now is around 62, 63. So if you see it jumping up to around 70s, 80s like it was over here, what I'd definitely be careful of, beware of, is a possible knife, like a possible drop-off, sell-off, or whatever. This has happened multiple times, but of course, it doesn't mean that if you see the RSI at 70, 80, you must stay away from it. No, you could definitely scalp it. You could definitely maybe take trades for different time frames, depending on what you want to do. But I did want to say, just highlight that you need to be careful when it's around that area. Next up, we're going to go with Alibaba, symbol BABA. Another stock which is sort of like crazy, been super bearish over the past few months. A stock which this time last year was in the 200s. I'm definitely looking at puts with Alibaba. I'll be looking at a move towards the moving average, then further sell off. The thing with this one is, it's still a huge company. It's still one of those important Chinese companies, but with all the government regulations and all that kind of stuff, you've got to be careful with them. For long term, I like them. Any price point below $100, I honestly like Alibaba for a long term buy and hold. But like I said, this week I'll be looking at the puts on Alibaba. Another stock I'll be looking at the puts with is PayPal. So PayPal is also under $100. And if you guys see this white line, actually, that is my level for PayPal to run up to before I start looking at call options. But at the same time, please notice that we're sitting right below the moving average right now. We're very clearly bearish, and you shouldn't try and take call options now in the hope for it to run up to 118. That's not going to work out. Honestly, just look at puts for now and maybe long-term buy and holds. You can get shares at this price point. I honestly think it's a bargain, but we'll see what happens, obviously. Like I said, puts for PayPal this week. What levels? I'm not even sure how low this could drop now. It's already dropped off quite far, to be honest. Don't know when it was last like this. If we look back at the past 5 years, maybe we'll find something. Yeah, even 4 years ago it was around this level, but just be careful with it right now. If you're trying to buy call options, just be careful with it. That's probably going to be a day trade for you. Next up, AMD, of course. AMD, which we've traded so many times between $100 and $110. I'm looking at this one down to around 99.76 with the puts, and then call options up to 110. This is a very simple stock, in my opinion. When it falls hard. When it jumps up hard. So right now it's in a zone, a supply zone. But like I said, look for that drop off, that sell off towards 99.76. So it's about a $5 drop, and then a gain up towards $110 for me. That trade is I'd say pretty simple. Again, pretty simple. It's one which is pretty repetitive as well. And obviously the past 2-3 months of this year, AMD has been pretty bearish. So again, it's one stock you can look at for long-term buy and holds, but it's trending below the moving averages. It's very clearly bearish, but you can keep trading it up and down between that $100 and $110, $111 range. I'll give you guys a couple more, and then obviously the rest will be in the Discord. So first, we're going to go with CLF. This is a steel company. That's the kind of sector you do want to look at in these kind of times. Steel, wheat, gold, oil, gas. But yes, Cleveland-Cliffs is in the steel sector. So actually it recently hit all-time highs, and it looks like it's actually at a point where it could be about to run up even further before selling off. So $28, just under $28 is where I'm looking to see this one up to. But I don't think this will happen all at once. So what I want you guys to look at with Cleveland-Cliffs is the days when SPY starts to sell off or whatever. Look to see if you can get in on calls, because it does tend to kind of run up during those periods of time. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but like I said, steel is one of those important sectors. Obviously, these guys are steel producers, and as we've seen in the past few days, it seems to trend nicely above the moving average. But when it does pull back to the moving average, it just starts uptrending again. It kind of bounces nicely along it. So just keep out your eyes for that. And then, of course, let's have a look at one bank. Always got to throw something interesting out there for you guys. So JP Morgan Chase.
So we've traded this one with puts before. That's why I have that green line there. And my aim last time when we traded with puts was to trade it down to around the $145 level. Now, it's gone much lower than that now. It's obviously in the $128 range. But if you zoom out, I want to point out two things. It's not done dropping. It's still bearish. Don't think that because it's dropped so far, it's ready to run up again. That's not the case. And secondly, hey, maybe you want to check this out for a long-term buy and hold, because it hasn't been this low since January last year. And so think about it. If you get it $128 and it runs up to this level, it's around a 60% gain for you, up to $170. So that's a nice little gain for you guys who get a couple shares of this. So those are a few different levels and setups for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this little bit of charting. Don't forget, we'll be live trading in the Discord as well. And there's also plenty of other stocks, and the full watch list will be available in the Discord.
So I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. As always, make sure to let me know your feedback. And if you do enjoy these kind of videos, then come back for more. And if you enjoy my kind of breakdowns and what I'm looking at, come to the Discord. As always, the full available watch list will be in the Discord before pre-market. Of course, you guys need to remember that these are just levels and stocks and options that I'm watching for different reasons. It is not financial advice. But as always, feel free to ask me questions, reach out, all that good stuff. Lastly, make sure you guys check out the stock option starter pack. That has actually been out for just about a year now. So for those of you who are supported and those of you who grabbed it, which is a lot of you, I sincerely appreciate that. But there's many more people who could be helped by that. So check out the stock option starter pack. Again, 10 videos there, you have them for life. Tells you a lot about stock options, the Greeks, all that good stuff. And overall, guys, like I said, trade what's in front of you. Let's make it a great week in the market. Have fun and make some money. Thanks a lot for watching today's video. That is it from me. I got money to making. You got money to making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.